I was given a gift, and I will keep wearing it until the day I die.
He also just doesn't own another jacket.
Yeah, what if I told you I had a very slim closet?
He came to Sundance with this as his puffer.
This is from the camera. This is a gift from the camera department.
Yo, shout out Drew Weed.
Yeah.
Also the
And
DP
Nathan Salter.
And Nathan Salter. And that whole team. They made these for us, and it's not often you get like a wrap gift that is actually something you would want to wear.
Look at the back. Look at the back.
Look at this.
That you'd wear.
So that actually, in fact, what that is the mural outside of the deli. The tiger is the Darko symbol. I came up with these two guys as sort of like two halves of not only my personality, but anyone with immigrant roots, right? Has that side of their mind that's like, oh, okay, I should honor my parents and all their struggle and hard work, you know, coming to this country. Or the other half, which is like, I should enjoy the fruits of their labor, right? And that just be like a hedonist. And I thought it'd be interesting to externalize that conversation, honestly, just as a mechanism for jokes, right? Which is the most important thing to
In
me.
life.
Yes.
Yes. And so, you know, but once these characters start to exist like that on the page, right? Like, I knew that it was working for me and I really liked it, but it was when other people started reading it and being like, wow, like there's really something here, like behind the words they're saying and the things they're doing that feels like they're real, you know? And then of course, like the convenience store aspect, my family has historically owned a lot of franchise businesses, like a lot of Pakistani and Indian immigrants to this country, right? And it's something that is seen as a point of embarrassment or as a point of like, oh, that's like a thing to make fun of, like a weird stereotype. But honestly, like I was like, I worked the counter at a 7-Eleven, you know, at a convenience store, and I had a good time.
Famously so.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I did my job, I did my thing, and I had some interesting experiences, right? None quite like what you end up seeing in the show, but where that comes from. So I was essentially like, I want to retake this stereotype, right?
Set in Philadelphia, and there are no bodegas in Philadelphia. We're from Philadelphia, so I think not bodegas and not what's
Corner store.
Corner store
Or convenience store.
convenience store, corner store. Corner store is a different.
Do
That's
you guys call stores Wawas, or is that only Delaware?
no Wawa is a
This is a specific.
Yeah.
different drink.
We used to call them a stab and grab too, which
Yes.
is like a random term for it, but yes.
They're delis or stab and grabs. I
Yeah.
guess that's.
Yeah, but I mean, I think like I think it's also convenience.
didn't really work.
Also convenience stores, right? Like they're ABC delis, but the C stands for convenience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I grew up in a gas station family. Right, my dad worked at one until I was like 11, and then he bought his own, and yeah, I say convenience store.
Oh.
So this is the Texas vernacular. Yeah, interesting. You know, we pitched it to a lot of places. A lot of places passed on it. And then we pitched it to one last place that happened to be Onyx Collective. And it's a place that's filled with Black and brown people with diverse voices. And I felt right at home, honestly. You know, like after getting all those passes, I feel like in that pitch, like I had let everything go, you know, so I wasn't so like, oh, you know, and I think that probably helped. And then once we were in, you know, I found myself at times being like, all right, explaining, right? Okay, so, you know, South Asians are this, there's Pakistanis, Indians, and a lot of the people I work with at 20th and at Onyx are like, yeah, we know. So, you know, it's like...
Which is not a common thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And it saves so much energy, you know, in terms of having to frame things for people. So, you know, Anil, our, you know, main exec at Onyx, he's a brown dude. He's an Indian American dude. Like, I don't have to explain every little thing to him. Like, he gets it. You know what I mean? Which has been really
And
great.
also Onyx, like Tara Duncan said, I want stories that are really ordinary. That's, you know, the fact that they're being told by brown and Black people, like the fact that we are a deli family but dealing cocaine, like that is the extraordinary part. But it's an ordinary story.
Right. It's not special because we're brown.
Yes.
We just happen to be brown.
That's right. It's not centered on identity. It's not centered off like a coming. It's nothing. It is just a fucking funny show. And it's ordinary and it's fantastic.
Was there anything that you like wrote into the script that then became a challenge to like realize?
I was thinking about this. It wasn't the blood so much as the vomit.
Check out the
Your vomit thing was something that was so far much more violent than anything that I'd ever seen. Us do.
Yeah, seeing playback on that was like, yikes. Yeah,
You
it's so funny.
He projectile vomits onto his crotch. It's so much.
No, the story is that it's so much vomit. Like it's not projectile. It's not like whatever, right? It is like a bucket of vomit. But both these two have apparently vomited like that, and they're like, "Oh wait, you that." So they're recreating.
I vomited like that at his wedding.
It's called like
Hypermesis.
Carrick is hypermesis, right?
There's a term for that.
Yeah.
vomit.
St. Mountain had that.
Shout outs to Kate Middleton. Really? Hell yeah.
Target
She
audience.
gets it. She gets it. Yeah.
He does. But yeah, no, cannabis hypermesis is essentially like an overdose, right? So at least that's our experience. For some people, but hey, look, other drugs you overdose, you die.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
It's just really funny for like you just
Exactly.
But the effects team was like really good, and they really wanted to make sure that because the show is a comedy and it deals with like a dark subject matter, that it still remained a comedy by putting the violence and the vomit and all that stuff at a place where it's still funny. You know, that vomit thing is it's hysterical purely because they're going the extra mile and making it so.
It's
And not only it was like the force, the PSI in that thing.
Oh my God. That was.
it was a
pushed
lot.
him.
I felt.
And
Yeah, I
also-
moved backwards. Yeah.
Asif does his signature scream. Like
I didn't know I had a
as the vomit is
signature
hitting him.
scream, but I do it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And his eyes, like he'll do this with his eyes, like